Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Tallawah TV with Crystal Davis.
I think the uniqueness of the Reggae Girlz is they embody the national motto of Jamaica, which is out of many one people. So when you look at the entirety of the Jamaica squad, you have dark-skinned girls, mixed-race girls, girls who have black and Asian in them. You also have the homegrown players, so like your Bunny Shaw, your Konya Plummer, your Denden Blackwood. So what that means in terms of from a grassroots perspective is girls who are born in Jamaica can look at a Bunny Shaw and hear that authentic accent and say, you know, if Bunny can make it, then so can I. Once you hear that authenticity, that raw Jamaican accent, they should be able to look at a Bunny Shaw who's now our captain to say, if Bunny can do it, especially if you come from the same community, the same parish as her, if she can do it, then so can we.
Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Tallawah TV with Crystal Davis.
I feel like I'm from UK, you know.
See the moonlights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Tallawah TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Got a corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Ocean of the Messenger, and you're watching Tallawah TV with the host and best Davis. Take it away.
My Tallawahs, how are you all? I hope I'm sounding okay. Hope the mic is sounding okay. Good afternoon, good evening, possibly good morning. All depends on where you are in the world. It's been a while since I've said that. Completely unplanned stream for you guys. For those of you who are wondering, no, it isn't a live stream. So please don't ask any questions thinking that I'm going to be responding immediately. I will keep an eye on the comment section. If you don't get an immediate response from me, clearly it's because it's not a live stream. It's pre-recorded. And yes, I am slowly coming back to give you guys these live streams, so do bear with me. I couldn't help myself today, and the headline does read for itself. It says Jamaica's FIFA Women's World Cup squad gamble with their future as JFF saga continues. Obviously, I'm referring to the Reggae Girlz. And there's so much to discuss, but like I said, today I just could not help myself. I've been itching to do a stream, and I thought this was the perfect moment to do something for you guys, just to throw some of my opinions out there. But before I forget my manners, we're going to try and keep this to 30 minutes, if I can, max. And let me just go out there before I actually lose train of thought and forget what I need to say. Massive thank you to you guys, my Tallawahs, who have sent bags, heaps of prayers my way some months back. I love you guys so much. You guys gave me strength that I at one point needed. So thank you guys so much for your prayers. It definitely was felt, and like I said, I appreciate you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. So thank you for sticking by me. It's been months since I've given you guys a live stream, and you guys are still in my corner, and that means so much to me. Really, if I could repay each and every one of you, I would, and I'm going to try and do that. By the way, keep those prayers coming. Like I said, it's an unplanned live stream, hence no shirts in the background. It's a plain background. Let me know what you guys think of it. It won't always be like that, all right? So if you guys want me to throw back up the shirts, do bear with me, and I'll get around to doing that. Also, big up to Andy Leachman. Andy Leachman is my first ever member to my members channel. Remember, I put some stuff in the comment in the community section asking if you guys want me to create a members only channel, and you guys voted yes in favor of a members channel. So big up yourself, Andy Leachman. Thank you for becoming my first member. Massive love and respect to you, Andy. And hopefully I can see you in the comment section at some point. I'm trying to get so much out there because I've been away for such a long while, and I'm not going to remember everything. So as I go along with these pre-recorded stuff and live stream, I'll get around to saying what I need to say. So much to discuss. A lot of you have actually been DMing me, telling me you want me to comment on the Reggae Girlz, and I'm like, when the time is right, I'll share my opinion. I'm not going to be able to touch on everything, but based off what was said from that Sportsmax interview, and I think it covered multiple grounds. There was some stuff there that definitely needed clarity. Finally, it was great to hear from the girls. On this occasion, we heard from our captain, our skipper, Miss Khadija Bunny Shaw, and also the lady between the sticks at Tottenham Hotspurs, Miss Rebecca Spencer. So yeah, great to hear from the both of them. And I might go ahead and play a little bit of a snippet from that interview just to add clarity to my topic of discussion. And if you want to watch the interview for its whole duration, then head over to Sportsmax on YouTube and give that a watch. I think it's definitely worth your time. It's just under an hour long, but there is plenty of information there to pick up on. Quite insightful, and it does cross a lot of T's and dot a lot of I's that I think is needed at this present moment in time. So yeah, go over to Sportsmax and hit that like button, watch, sit back and enjoy that interview. Now, I'm looking to reason with you guys for the best part of, let's say, 20 plus minutes. And I'm choosing my words quite carefully here. So, if I'm trying to have a little reason with you, there's only one man that I can call upon. Quite familiar to the platform. I'm pretty sure he's not a stranger to you, but if he is a stranger, if you're new to the platform, have a bit of decorum. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so yet, and do familiarize yourself to the face of the Reason Boss. How are you, sir?
I'm in fine fettle, head above water, giving thanks and praise as an Arsenal Gunners fan, particularly happy. But we are here for a particular subject which has been causing not only the Reason Boss, but views and subscribers, and no doubt your good self, Crystal, number one for Reggae Girlz news, views and insights. This has been more than a head scratcher, and to be honest, there are many heavy hearts around the Jamaican football environments. So this Sportsmax interview was very, very timely, overly due. But my lord, we've got so many things to chop up. It won't be done in one sitting, but we need to get some clarity and some reasoning in this area, because the Reggae Girlz back-to-back World Cups, and as we're going to get into, Bunny Shaw and Rebecca Spencer laid their hearts on the line, and yet there's still questions to be asked. But as far as the Reason Boss is concerned, I've got my particular opinions and thoughts and concerns that I hope to share with your good self and the viewers and subscribers who are, let me be crystal clear, delighted, no doubt, to see your beaming smile and your wit and intellect when it comes to football. You call a spade, and I'm sure you won't be backwards in coming forward in this pre-recording. Hit the like, share, and subscribe, viewers and subscribers. Tallawah TV's Crystal Davis in the house with the Reason Boss. Speak!
Oh, Sir Rich, you're something else, right? So we are both on the ropes here, guys. Two adults in our own rights. We are on the ropes, and we have been given a specific time to hash out this live stream. So we're gonna just try and get right. Sorry if it seems a little bit rushed. I can only apologize, and things will get better as time progresses. Right. So I'm gonna play a little snippet from that interview over on Sportsmax, because I think it ties in beautifully well with my headline, and you can go ahead and read the headline for yourself. Some of my key takeaways, though, having watched the interview in the full length, Sir Rich, I believe, did the same as well. Very clear. Let me just summarize it for you guys. For those of you who have yet to watch it, still want to watch it, without ruining the interview itself. Clearly, money is still owed. The squad and I mean, when I say the squad, I'm talking about the girls. There's a huge emphasis on the 23 players who went to the World Cup, and pertaining to that squad, what I gathered from that interview is that they are doing this not only for themselves as individuals, but they're doing it for the collective. So they're doing it for every single player that played a role in helping to get them to the World Cup, the second successive World Cup qualification on the trot, which I think speaks volumes about them as a character. It's needless to say that it's quite a selfless decision from the girls. They could easily have chosen the selfish tongue twister here, selfish approach. But like I said, they are thinking about themselves as individuals, and they're also thinking about the team, so individually and as a collective. So making sure everyone is pretty much pulling in the same direction, and by saying that what they're seeking is for everyone to be paid. And what they're doing at the moment is patiently waiting for matters to resolve before representing their country once more. And let me just clarify that what I gathered is that there is no ill feeling towards wanting to put on the national colors of Jamaica, the black, gold, and green. They still very much want to play for Jamaica. There's still that commitment there to want to don the colors of the, like I said, the black, gold, and the green. But for the time being, they have important matters on their hands, and I believe for them that important matter is taking an appropriate stance, not only for themselves, like I said, as individuals and as a collective, meaning the current crop of reggae girls, but they're also trying to take a stance for the next generation. And like I said, that in itself, in a nutshell, does speak volumes pertaining to what this squad is all about. It's not just about me, 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 me. There's a huge emphasis in all the letters that you put together to create team. Obviously, football is a team sport. So based off what I gathered from that Sportsmax interview, like I said, it's a stance that is not just fitting to the current crop of reggae girls, but also, more importantly, I think they want to make sure that if there is, and these are my words, these aren't the girls' words, for example, if there is this toxicity or toxic environment, and we're always used to hearing the word toxic and environment when we talk about the national team, be it the men's team or the women's team. But if there is any toxicity there pertaining to the senior women's team, I think what they're trying to do is make sure that that becomes non-existent. And obviously these things aren't going to happen overnight, but it seems like that's what they're working towards. And another thing that I picked up on, which I think it's not rocket science, guys. I think what they really do want, and this one is probably as simple as it gets, as clear as daylight. They're just asking for the bare minimum. This is just my take, the bare minimum, and simply what I think they're asking for. And I believe these are a few words that the likes of Bunny and also Rebecca used, is honesty and respect. And I think that's something that we can all relate to. I always tell people that football, when you're being critical of these girls, you have to, or the men's team, but let's focus on the girls for a second. When you're being critical of these girls and young women, you have to just be mindful of the fact of the matter is, whether they're playing for their club or whether they're playing for their country, football for them is their 9 to 5. And I'm asking you guys in the comment section, and those of you who are silently watching, would you put up with some of the stuff that the reggae girls have had to put up with over the last, let's say, take it back to the last World Cup campaign, so back to, say, 2018 through to the present? Would you put up with some of the stuff that they've had to put up with? Like I said, football is their 9 to 5, so this essentially is their job. Just like how we have our own 9 to 5, we want to be into an environment that is fitting, or not necessarily fitting, but an environment that aligns with the expectations that we have, that could help to protect our mental well-being. So yeah, it's interesting to hear them touch on words like honesty and respect. Again, for me, the bare minimum, and that's what you expect when you're in a professional environment or working environment. And I think those two words they're quite interesting because I think they go hand in hand with each other. I don't think you can have respect for someone if you can't be honest with them. I think to be respectful towards someone, first you have to be able to be honest. And again, those are the two words there that was used in the interview, and I think those are two two words that we should lend focus to try and understand what these girls and young women are going through and what they've been through in the last two World Cup campaigns. Like I said, would you go to work for your 9 to 5 job, your respective 9 to 5 jobs, if you were in the shoe of the Reggae Girls? Drop a comment in the comment section and let me know. And above all as well, and I think this definitely needed to be said, and it's better coming from the horse's mouth, hearing the girls say that they didn't say it, but they did. They didn't, but they did. Pretty much saying that they've not turned their backs on their country and they still want to play for Jamaica. And I think that needed to be said because there was a couple whispers here and there in the media, pretty much somewhat stating that the girls had, turned their backs on their country and they're not going to play for Jamaica again and this and that. I've had quite a few conversations with someone in particular who has close ties to the Reggae Girls, and they did ask me if I think that this crop of girls will play for the senior women's team again. And my answer was yes. Do I expect every single Reggae Girl to get a call up uh, in the new year, or when, let's say, when the new head coach walks through the door on a permanent basis? No, because that's just part of football. That's not because of the current situation. It's just with every head coach that comes through the door, they have their own players that they want to assemble. They have their own ideas. They have their own philosophy, and with that, they probably would look at certain players that could fit whatever structure they have in their mind, whatever format they have in mind that they think is best suited to our crop of girls. Obviously, they're going to recruit the players that could deliver on that capabilities and abilities, being able to maximize each player's potential as individuals and as a collective. So do I think that the Reggae Girls that went to the World Cup, FIFA Women's World Cup hosted by Australia and New Zealand of this year, will once again play for Jamaica? It's a question that I've been asked, and yes, I do think it's going to happen, but I'm not expecting to see every single player that went to the World Cup play for Jamaica. Not necessarily again, but maybe perhaps on a regular basis. It's probably not going to happen. It happened after the Women's World Cup in France 2019. We had a shake-up of the squad then, and I'm expecting more of the same now. And so yeah, I think that needed to be said because that's a question that I've been repeatedly asked, but I don't think anyone should be surprised or start coming up with their little think pieces and their little conspiracies if they don't see certain girls playing for Jamaica regularly in the future. There was a shake-up after the squad, like I said, in 2019. And it's going to be another shake-up, no doubt, this time around, because that's just part of football. It happens at club level when new head coach comes through or a new manager comes through. And at international level, it's no different. And all in all, again, just to summarize what I've just said, the word there is in the headline. It is a gamble. It is a massive gamble because I have to take my hats off to these girls and I have to applaud them because, as I said, they're not just doing it for themselves. They're not just doing it as individuals. They're doing it for a collective. They're doing it for the current and the next generation. And in doing so, they are, without a question, without a shadow of a doubt, they are no doubt taking a gamble on their international career, because it might just be a case of, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but it might just be a case of next time round, when a new head coach comes through the door, and I'm guessing next time it will be on a permanent basis, you just might not get picked. I'm not saying nobody's going to be looking at anyone and saying you're a troublemaker or you're this or you're that. It's nothing to do with that. It's just with what's happened now, it's no doubt given other players, because we have such an in-depth talent pool, which is fantastic for us, that we can look to other players in moments like these. And the good thing that's come from these Gold Club qualifiers is there's no doubt there's a couple gems there. There's a couple players from this current Gold Cup qualifiers that I think 100% deserves a chance in the senior team when the time comes. And that's why I'm saying that these girls have taken a gamble with their future pertaining to playing for the national side again, and more importantly on a regular basis, because there's some girls there in this Gold Cup qualifiers that's basically just said, here I am, look at me, look at what I'm capable of. Can I make a difference? Yes, I can. There's a few girls there from this Gold Cup qualifiers that have taken the opportunity and grabbed it with both hands, and I do think a few of them are deserving of keeping their spot in the senior team when the permanent head coach is announced, hopefully sometime in the near future. So I don't want to ruin the interview for you guys. I'm hoping what I said made sense, and I've not just been waffling on for you guys. It's been a while. I'm a little bit rusty, so forgive me, but hopefully all of that made sense. All in all, that interview for me was just raw and realistic. And I'll be keen to hear what Sir Rich has to say. What do you have to say on what I've just said, Sir Rich? Hopefully I haven't bored you to death.
You've been very thorough and comprehensive. I know that you've been away for a while, so I allowed the floor to be cleared for you to speak, and spoke and speak you did. I, I must say, I was struck during the Sportsmax interview with the word and attitude on a couple of levels from the girls, and they ask some really deep questions that I'm going to put to yourself, Crystal, and no doubt the viewers and subscribers. Rebecca Spencer used the word sustainability. She strongly suggested that the actions taken by the Reggae Girlz are not, as you said, for themselves, a selfish gesture, but they are doing it for the collective, those 23 who were part of the Reggae Girlz qualification and World Cup finals band of sisters, but for sustainability for the future generations of Reggae Girlz. It was as if they decided that they're going to draw a plumb line, a set of standards, professional standards that are being put up by the girls, and they are asking the JFF to come up and match those standards. And I think this is where part of the problem comes in, where communication and respect is concerned. I am strongly wondering, and I'm looking forward to hearing the rebuttal from the JFF representatives, be it Dennis Chung, be it Rudolph Speed, or anyone else associated with the JFF. Could it be a case, as I'm thinking in London, England, that there's a patriarchal feel to this? Maybe a sense that the Reggae Girlz, through their success, and success is back-to-back World Cups on the world stage. Why is it? I've been racking my brain. Why can we not have clear communication and respect for the concerns? It's led to a grievance procedure. For heaven's sake, these are adult men and women. Why can lines of communications, face-to-face talks, Zoom talks, not have been had? Why did it have to come to this? In the interviews, Bonnie Shaw said that they chose not to talk about things earlier because they thought things would be sorted out behind closed doors. And I know, Crystal, that you've been a firm advocate and you've actually said in years gone by that the Reggae Girls, one of the best things about them, they do not air dirty laundry, they don't air grievances and issues. They let things take care of themselves behind closed doors. This has patently, through that social media breakdown, when you had the press releases coming out where the girls were making their discontent clear, I wonder if the JFF, because for some reason they don't fully respect the women's game. Remember, the women's game is not burgeoning in Jamaica itself necessarily, it's still on the up. The majority of the Reggae Girls who are representing Jamaica have come from England and America. You've got Hungarian representation through Tiffany. In terms of the players playing their club and bread and butter games overseas. And I'm wondering if the JFF have been a little embarrassed. Let me be frank. When it comes to money, I mean, people, when it comes to money, they can have the funniest attitudes. It can be a very touchy area. If the JFF are either strapped for cash, relatively strapped for cash, or they actually have some funds available through the successes of the likes of the Reggae Girls, is it a case of, oh my goodness me, we have got to give this money out to professional players who have made a mark and put Jamaican football on the global map? Is it somehow below them, beneath them? Do they feel uncomfortable? Patriarchal style, are they uncomfortable in bowing, doffing a cap, acknowledging that, you know what? Because in the interview, it became clear that funds and monies have not been paid for certain amounts of period. And as you rightfully said, Crystal, and others have raised this point. I raised it in discussions in England. Would you be performing at your ultimate level if you were not being paid and you were being told to wait and wait and wait? Would you perform at your ultimate level? Or, as Bunny suggested, if you don't think that you're being treated professionally and correctly, this can impact on your game. This can impact psychologically and physically. During the interview, Bunny said that there were issues regarding per diem, issues regarding food. Yes, they were providing food, for example, in Australia and New Zealand, but the food wasn't necessarily to their liking, their Jamaican palates. And they had to use their own funds to eat nutritious, tasty food to their liking to help prepare them for those arduous matches in the World Cup. But that overarching issue, professionalism, and are the JFF up to where Bunny Shaw and Rebecca Spencer want the Reggae Girls and the JFF to be? If they have to be a case of, it has to be a case of doffing one's cap, humbly apologizing, humbly acknowledge, not to just the Reggae Girls, but to social media, to the watching fans across the world, that they have been struggling, they're behind, they owe. It's not an easy thing to eat humble pie. Excuse me. And I think rather than eat humble pie, they have held firm. And I must say, I've got to be frank, I'm looking forward to the meeting of both stakeholders, the Reggae Girl representatives, the Reggae Girls themselves. I'm not really keen on the middleman. Of course, the ladies are busy. They've got their commitments. So I can understand that they've got representatives speaking and pleading their case. But the JFF representatives have to have candid talks and some hard truths behind closed doors, I would suggest, have to be spoken. Because this is just, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Again, I state, and from watching that Sports Mass interview, the Reggae Girls seem adamant that they acknowledge they are professionals. They are playing against opponents who are also professionals. They will be going through their issues, but not necessarily on the same level as the Reggae Girlz have been going through themselves. There was some slight clarification, I must say. Bunny Shaw was honest, but I think that was interesting as well, because I think communication comes from both sides. Bunny Shaw made mention in the interview about the crowdfunding situation. There were suggestions or viewers who heard the initial statement around and subsequent statements around the crowdfunding that suggested that the Reggae Girlz could only appear at the World Cup because and through crowdfunding. She clarified that. And I heard Rudolph Speed make mention of this earlier in the year, where he said exactly what Bunny said, but it wasn't, there's that word again, clear, transparent, and communicated clearly enough. If you raise X amount of money, I think the number was 50,000, I believe, was the number. But whatever was raised, Rudolph Speed said that wouldn't get the ladies out of the airport. The Reggae Girlz couldn't get out of the airport, let alone go through a World Cup campaign. Bunny Shaw issued clarity. The funds raised were used towards such things as food provision. And it was just very interesting. I think communication is so important. Communication and respect. Some humble pie, some hard truths need to be spoken, and respect is the order of the days. The order of the day is respect. And the JFF need the girls to come together and reason this thing out fairly and squarely. It's not going to be a case, I believe, of one side being 100% correct and one side being 100% incorrect. But if we are using the plumb line of professionalism, communication, and transparency, and all embedded in that word, respect, then Jamaican football can go forward. But in a patriarchal society such as Jamaica, I think it's not going to be done overnight. Our TV's very own Crystal Davis. We wish we could be here under healthier situation and circumstances. However, in light of the recent Sportsmax interview featuring the Reggae Girlz, Bunny Khadija Shaw, and goalkeeper Rebecca Spencer, we simply had to speak and get things off our chest, as the Reggae Girlz themselves candidly did. As far as the Reason Boss in London English is concerned, like, share, and subscribe to Tallawah TV. Back again. We have to take stock and wonder, why is it so difficult for communication, transparency, and clarity to take place? Respect is the order of the day. The Reggae Girlz, through the likes of Bunny Khadija Shaw, have made it clear that they see themselves as professionals. They are indeed professionals, having taken Jamaica's Reggae Girlz to back, taken Jamaica, land we love, to back World Cup appearances in 2019 and 2023. Does that not count for something? Bunny Shaw put that in the ring as counting for plenty, and bearing that in mind, that's the opening hand that she showed, and she wanted the JFF and wants the JFF to respond in kind. However, the JFF, seemingly in their eyes and in the watching Jamaican fans' eyes, are falling short of the professional mark that the Reggae Girlz have set, not only on field but off the field. How in heaven's name can one set of people claim with authority that they have paid the Reggae Girlz? They have been fully paid up as far as they're concerned, only for the Reggae Girlz to say, no, I'm not going to sir. They have not been fully paid. I believe, the reason Musk believes that there are patriarchal issues underlying this situation. Humble pie needs to be eaten by certain parties who, behind closed doors, we shall surely see. But if we have issues, unresolved claims and counterclaims, leaving social media, leaving fans, leaving family and friends confused as to what a go on, this is far from an ideal situation. Again, the world has witnessed the Reggae Girlz make back-to-back World Cups. They have put Jamaican football, women's wise, on the map. The Reggae boys have a challenge on their hands in their own right, but we must recognize the Reggae Girlz have left an indelible mark on the world sporting stage. And this comes, ironically, at a time when, according to Deloitte, women's sport is now a billion dollar industry, with football and basketball leading the way. It's particularly timely because if this is the case of, as Bunny Shaw suggested, this is where they are. This is where the Reggae Girlz are now. They're at a stage where they feel that enough is more than enough. They need, as Aretha Franklin famously sang, they need their respect. Enough is enough. It's not just the other day things have been going awry. It's been going on far too long. Rebecca Spencer said herself, the Jamaican Reggae Girlz, goalkeeper and Tottenham player, said that these issues have been ongoing before she made her debut and have been ongoing with her representing the Reggae Girlz.
Sir Rich, I
Crystal,
am so sorry to cut you off. Please forgive me. I know that we're on the ropes tonight. Unfortunately, I have to just bring the live stream to an end. I did promise young Matt that I would take 25 minutes of your time, and I don't want him to hold me up against the wall. So before we close off, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to backtrack a little bit and talk very briefly about the communication, and to say that bare minimum, there is some truth there to what Bunny Shaw and Rebecca Spencer have said. And I can only say that because I share the same sentiment as them pertaining to how the Jamaica Football Federation communicate with the media. Me being based in the UK, being based in England, similar to Spencer and Bunny and a few of the other girls based in England. Even I, as someone who's working in the media at times, receive information at ungodly hours. And yes, and I can appreciate that they're probably operating off Jamaica time, but just like the girls that represent the Jamaica national team, we're not all based in Jamaica. When I say me, we're obviously referring to the media. Nowadays, nobody is just based in one set location. But it's not about me, it's not about the media. I'm just saying that for the media, it's the same. For someone like me based in the UK, I'm getting like important information, not only at ungodly hours, as in press releases at ungodly hours, but it's coming at out of work hours as well. And it's sometimes unexpected. So sometimes I'll be on the shift doing something that's totally separate from the Reggae Boys or the Reggae Girlz, and then I get a bit of information and it's something that needs to go out there and then, and I'm like, how do I fit this into my schedule? Or I will come home from work, have a shower, prepare myself for bed, and then I receive something about a press conference out the blue, and I'm like, what? Press conference is just going to happen just like that? You got to give people time to prepare. You You know, it's not just about being professional. It's if you want people to take you serious and you want to put information out there that has the desired effect, you have to do it in a timely manner. It has to make sense. We all have to be pulling in the same direction. So what Bunny said there pertaining to communication, I 100% can feel, I felt it. The moment you started to speak, I was just like, I hear you, I understand you, and above all, I believe you. So that's why I said there's some truths there, because I'm not a fly on the wall. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. I'm not saying I don't believe Bunny Shaw and I don't believe Rebecca Spencer. I'm not saying I don't believe them at all. So don't get my words twisted. But what I'm saying is I'm not here to try and persuade anyone to be on this person's side or be against another person. That's down to you guys. I know which side I'm on. I know where I stand, but I'm not here to try and brainwash my viewers and my subscribers. So I hope that all makes sense. Sorry, guys. We've actually gone over the expected time. Before we tap out and end not live stream, pre-recorded stream, I'm going to let you guys listen to a little snippet there from the Sportsmax interview. You guys can digest the full interview in its entirety when it's best for you, when suits best.
Was there agreement on how the money should be dispersed? I'll speak a little and then I'll let Becky add in. I think the particular part that you're talking about is different from the February camp. Okay. I think the particular part you're talking about has to do with us qualifying for the World Cup and the World Cup bonus. Okay. But we're saying players still haven't gotten appearance fees and match fees from February, even before getting to the World Cup. I think I understand what you're saying, but if that is the case, so basically contractually, there's the World Cup bonus for when we get to the World Cup, and a certain percentage should go to the players that played in the World Cup, and then there's a certain percentage that goes to the players that participated for us to get to the World Cup. If you understand what I mean? Yeah, so you're saying there is no issue with the World Cup money itself. It is outstanding fees. Yes, so that's what I'm saying. So there is the World Cup bonus, and then the percentage, a certain percentage goes to every player that participated for us to get to the World Cup. And then there's another percentage for the players that performed in the World Cup. But what I'm saying is the percentage for the players that performed in the World Cup, there's still players from that World Cup group that still haven't gotten paid outside of the players that participated for us to get to that point. So players from the qualifiers is what you're saying who have not been paid? Yeah, that's separate. I'm talking players that played in the World Cup still haven't gotten paid. Wow. That's shocking, because that's not the picture that the...
All right. And that is that. I'm just going to end it there. You guys can go ahead and catch the rest of that interview on Sportsmax, as I've said at least 100 times on the live stream, on the pre-recorded stream already. Unfortunately, guys, my time here has come to an end. I've got to love you and leave you. And also, Sir Rich, thank you so much for giving me a moment of your time. Definitely enjoyed chopping up this live stream with you. Sorry, guys, I've been speaking faster than usual for this live stream. And I hope what I've said made sense. If it didn't, I do apologize. Like I said, I'm a little bit rusty, I think. First time doing a pre-recorded stream for you guys, so I do apologize. I will get back to my usual best, or maybe even better. But you know how it goes. Thank you so much for giving the live stream some love. If you're out and about, I hope that you make it home safe. Walking through your doors is an underrated blessing, and I hope that you guys all make it to your destination from point A to point B safe and sound. If I don't see you guys for the rest of the weekend, I hope you have a smashing weekend, and I want you to attack that Monday like Usain Bolt in Beijing. Have a productive week when it comes, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure sharing my thoughts on the Reggae Girlz. The headline reads for itself. It says Jamaica's FIFA Women's World Cup squad gamble with their future as JFF Saga continues. It's been an absolute pleasure. If you are new to the channel, do go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you are a regular, do go ahead and have some decorum there, guys. hit the like button. I would encourage you guys to become a member from my member channel. I have some important information there, personal information that I would love to share with you guys, but I'm only going to do so in the members channel. So if you get left in the dark, you've only got yourself to blame. So do join the members channel, and I'm going to be sharing some personal information with you guys. Until next time, it's been an absolute pleasure. Have a smashing Sunday when it comes, and we will be talking more about the Reggae Girlz and the Gold Cup qualifiers. I'm going to backtrack and also talk about the failed Olympic qualifiers as well. I'm going to leave you in the hands of Mr. John Barnes, and you know how it goes. Until next time, God bless.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Tallawah TV with Crystal Davis.